What's going on, YouTube? My name is Captain Crush. I'm coming at you right now with a late night 3 a.m. video my time right now because I'm here to do the Lord's work, and by the Lord's work, I mean help you with your PrizePicks process. Absolutely. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and if you're an old school faithful, smash the like button. What are you waiting for? I ain't getting any younger. Hit that like button. Trying to get to 15K. We dragged it up to 10K. Now we got to get to the next level. Let's go. If you watched yesterday's video, you hit. If you watched the day before that, you hit. Those of you that let me know in the comments, I appreciate you. And those of you that are spewing the hate in the comments, some clown talking about the Branham missed, which I said was a dart, miss me. Now with that being said, I'm going on a trip a little bit here, so I'm up late getting this video up the night before, hopefully. My last two videos have been coming out so late because I've been running behind with Christmas stuff and everything else. Being that it's 3 in the morning, I'm keeping my voice down, trying not to wake the lady and my dogs for that matter. So I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I've been up all day doing this, just like my whole day is consumed by this stuff, providing content for other people, myself included. So I went through, grabbed some stuff. This video is gonna probably be 10 minutes and I'm gonna fly through this thing. I will be toned down and the energy won't be my usual self, but it is what it is. We got to get going. So without further talk, let's talk about the first man on the board right here, Tyrese Halliburton. He has been selling everybody. He's been the wagon for unders the last 5 or 10 games. Absolutely. He's in a slump. He's in a fog. We don't know what happened to him. Everybody was meat riding Tyrese Halliburton, and my oh my, how the tides have shifted. Nobody wants to touch Tyrese Halliburton with a 10-foot stick, myself included. So with that in mind, you think I'm going to go under on this? No, I'm going over. I don't know if it's going to be points, rebounds, assists. I don't know if it's going to be just his assist. I'm not sure yet, but I would be amiss if I didn't mention Tyrese Halliburton. All these Pacers, but especially him, I'm probably going to look at his fantasy score or just his assist. He's absolutely in play against these Hornets. And you can run it back with this gentleman right here, Miles Bridges. I was able to get this, I think, at 28 or 27.5 earlier, but even at 28.5, it's absolutely in play. So that would be your 1v1 run back. If you don't want to touch Bridges, you could go with Rozier. If you don't want to touch Halliburton, you could literally go with someone like Turner. Centers do well against the Hornets, regardless of what stupid people on Twitter try to talk. Remember when the Twitter mob was talking about how Joel Embiid and Jonas Valanciunas weren't going to do well against the Hornets? Yeah, I remember that. Remind me what Embiid did to them? Oh yeah, he dropped nearly 40, which we will talk about shortly. So now, being that I'm so tired, I automatically forgot who I was going to talk about next. So what I did, since it was late, I went to my notepad and I wrote all this stuff up to help me. I need clip notes today, believe it or not, because I can't do a live stream when I'm literally exhausted. I normally do all this stuff live, but I did a little bit of scripting for myself. So the next guy I'm going to talk about is none other than Sexton. By Sexton, I'm talking Colin, okay? Now here's the deal. We're going to have to wait and see that the Utah Jazz still have all their guys out with the key players, but Colin Sexton's minutes have been trending up. He shot 17 plus times in the last 4 games. It's got a little bit of a revenge narrative, even though they've already played each other. He just covered against the Knicks and the Nets, who are both similar paced matchups to the Cavs. He's got a 26% usage rate and 1.09 fantasy points per minute. And the proposition that I'm going to target for him is 21.5 points. I think his fantasy score would also be in play, maybe his points assist, but I'm going to stick with his points and keep it simple. And why? I also like a run back, and that's none other than Donovan Spider Mitchell, who averages 1.31 fantasy points per minute with a massive 31% usage rate. He's playing also his former team. He's playing absurd minutes, 37 plus with low usage guys on the court. That is critical. If you watch the last game, he was on the court more than anyone else, playing with these scrub low usage guys. Gives him all the opportunity to absolutely crush. You love to see it. So I run it back with Donovan. Okay, I'm not in love with that line. Utah's ranked 23 in points allowed. He's gonna need a lot to cover this line. His shots will have to fall. Okay, whenever you're asking somebody to get 32.5 points, you're asking a big tall order, and I'm not talking McDonald's super size. I'm talking 33 points on the floor. That's what he's going to need to cover. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a big ask. Last time I took the under. I went against my own model projections. I took under at 31 or 30, and he literally soared over. And I watched that game and I saw the way he was playing on the court with the other low usage guys. And now now, playing against a no defense pace up spot like Utah, I'm just going to take a shot here, okay? This is a narrative play. I like the 1v1 here. Definitely Sexton is the priority, but Donovan Mitchell also has to be considered. Man, I'm not joking, guys. I'm literally fighting through this right now, but I will get this done. I will keep on trucking, and hopefully it's a banger. Joel Embiid is the next man that I am going to discuss, and he doesn't need an introduction. He's literally making history right now. He's on an insane run. Anyone that denies that is clueless. 1.89 fantasy points per minute, 37% usage rate. The Wolves are ranked number 1 in points allowed, so the matchup on paper is terrible. They're an extremely tough defense, and they've completely turned it around this year as far as that goes. But Joel Embiid is on his historic run, and I will not fading this man, especially at 33.5 points. He's been dropping 30 and 10 rebounds in 3 quarters religiously over the past week or 2 weeks. This is the lowest I've seen his line. I'm taking it. I'm asking questions later. My model has him projected for 34. That's half a point over. He's going to need 4 quarters to clear this. It is going to be a sweat most likely. If you don't want to take his full game, you can literally go to the wagon that always cashes. It literally always cashes. Joel Embiid first half PRA at 25.5. This will most likely be bumped tomorrow. You want to know why? This is why. Look at all those green beans, man. He's going to cover most likely. I like it. Even his first half points, it's at 16.5. It's too low. I know the matchup is tough, but he's Joel Embiid, and he does things that grown men do. And what do grown men do? They score buckets, they respect coin, and they crush. So Joel Embiid, you just made the list. 33.5 points, first half PRA, you name it, I'm taking it. The next man that I'm going to talk about is another man that needs no introduction. He just cashed his points for me and first half fantasy the other day. Listen, he dominates the Clippers, and his name is Luka Doncic. He's playing with no Kyrie. He literally owns the court by himself. Here's the deal. His first half fantasy, when it's released, I'm talking wagon. It has been a wagon. So you can literally take his first half fantasy and feel comfortable about it. I also like his points, but full disclosure, listen to me carefully. I honestly think that they're going to be bumping this down to 36 or 35.5. So I do like his points over, but I will wait and hopefully get some value tomorrow at 35 or 36 flat instead of taking 36.5. So these are the 2 lines that I have for you tonight. Over 3.5 3-pointers made. Bang. I like it. And how about this? 10.5 assists. Bang. Under, because I got him projected for 7. And whenever I have somebody projected at 3-point differential like that, put it in your veins. I'm taking it. Under 10.5 assists, but over the 3.5 point 3-pointers made. And remember what I said. I like his points, but the books are favoring the under on this line heavily. So that line will probably move down once again to 36 or 35.5. And when it does, that is when I will attack it. Okay? So that's my 2 cents on Mr. Luka. Now, there's a couple other guys that I'm going to talk about, and I'm flying through here. But before I get to that, I got to get this out of the way too, because oh my goodness, we ate like kings tonight. And I'm talking about the old fam in the Discord. I'm trying to do my shout outs, buddy. But here we go. It was a green bean night for me and a lot of people. I must have had a crazy night. This is me right here personally. Cash. Anthony Simons, I talked about that 19 field goal attempts right here on the video. All 3 of these were on the video. Cash it. Look at this hook. Look at this nasty hook. Nurkic, he had 4 turnovers, 1 less turnover, and he cashes. This was for 300, but I'll still take my 2x. Another cash for a crispy 300 with all the guys I talked about on YouTube. Basically, well, these 2 were under the paywall, but Dame Lillard and Jonas were discussed, and then the cycle starts up again. But the point is that I literally went like 6-1 on my NBA picks yesterday. More than that. In fact, I'm going to count it out right now because, no, I'm not going to count it out, but I know I had 2 wrong total, but as each list, it was like 5-1 and 6-1 total, which is insane. And that's twice in a row I've done that. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And when it does, it's a great thing. If it wasn't for Nurkic, I would have had a massive night, but you know what? I'll still take it. Everybody crushed. Love to see the green beans. And if you want to get in here, remember you go to captaincrush.net. This is what you can do if you come in here. Obviously, Obviously, I post the YouTube, but then I post the projection. It's simple. You go there, you load it up. It looks like this. You have the player name, you have their fantasy projection total, their point projection, rebound, assist, turnovers, all of it. I do it all for you guys. Plus, you get my list of plays, and we have live streams. I did a live stream today. I was on there for about an hour giving my breakdowns. Go to captaincrush.net. You get in with the gold package, or you sign up with any of my partners in the descriptions below in the link, and let me know via email, and I will give you a 30-day free trial. That's basically for sleeper, parlay play, or chalkboard. Any of those three qualify. Send me an email, and I'll give you a 30 free day trial, or just treat yourself to a Christmas present, $24.99, and get in. Stop being cheap, you cheapskate. I'm giving you value. I promise you it's the best value in the business. Nobody does a Discord like Captain Crush, and the people know that. Just ask them. I'm literally in there 24/7, bro, holding it down. Curious enough, I won't be this week. I'll still be providing all the content this week, but I will be going home for vacation for the holidays. Now, let's keep it moving. I want to talk about Paolo Banchero's PRA. Now, luckily, I got Tyler Hero's points at 20.5. I was going to talk about him on this here video, but they moved it up to 21.5, so now he's off the list. He was my run back with Mr. Banchero. His line at 32.5 PRA, it scares me. I don't like it. It's a bad matchup, but you know what I do like? I saw it on FanDuel at 34.5, and I saw it on other books at 33.5, so I see it at PrizePicks at 32.5, and I light up like a $2 Christmas tree, and I'm taking it. I don't need any other research or anything else to know other than the fact that I'm getting extremely good value. I'm taking it, and that's that. This will probably be bumped by morning, but I did say in my write-up, both of these teams play at a slow pace. Both of them are defensive, and it is going to be a slower pace, lower total game, so that is the risk. It's always a risk when you're targeting the old former PrizePicks employee Paolo Banchero, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to bite that bullet, take the risk. Like someone said today in the Discord, hey Cap, why are we taking SoCan over 9.5 rebounds plus assist? And I told him, my brother in Christ, because we're getting value and it's hitting. And sure enough, he soared and cash it. Now let's talk about Anthony Edwards. Ooh, dealer's choice here, buddy. You can literally take his points rebounds, his PRA, all of it's in play. And the best part is you can run it back with Joel Embiid. The man, the myth, the legend, Joel Embiid. You can literally take Anthony Edwards and Joel Embiid in the same slip. That's a perfect 1v1. I love it. Okay, we got Anthony Edwards, 1.26 fantasy points per minute with a 32% usage rate. Book discrepancies. Last played 11:22 and he had 37. Not a good matchup on paper, but being that I like Joel Embiid, I don't think you can go wrong here. The line is at 31.5 on most other websites. Therefore, he will probably be bumped sooner than later. You also get to bring it back with Joel Embiid, just like I said. And a guy like Edwards and Embiid always have fantasy score implications as well. So if you want to take Anthony Edwards' fantasy score and Embiid for that matter, you 100% can. Now, the last two guys that I'm going to talk about, I should say the last guy that I'm going to talk about. Unfortunately, since I'm doing this the night before, there isn't any fantasy scores up right now, okay? Normally, you guys know I'm Captain Crush. My whole gimmick is the fact that I cover fantasy scores when other people don't. I don't know why they don't cover fantasy scores. It's because they don't understand the value of fantasy scores. That's where the edges lie, but that's not the issue here. The issue is we need to talk about a man that you can't spell win without. And who is that man? It's Kobe White. Kobe White, the wagon. Yes, sir. Kobe White is a wagon. Whether you like it or not, whether you hate it or not, Kobe White respects coin. Now, he's playing in a crazy, terrible matchup, the Lakers. But you know what? When Kobe White's fantasy score comes up on the board tomorrow, I'm taking over. I'm riding that train till I'm forced off. I don't think the train is stopping tomorrow. 41, 34, 44, 39, 43. Even with Caruso last game, he still plays his heart out. Again, the Lakers, they are tough on point guard. But Kobe White might as well be Kobe Bryant. He's tough on other teams too. Put some respect on Kobe White. I'm playing him. He's been a wagon. Once again, you can't spell wagon without White. And as I'm scrolling through here, there's one more man, and that's going to be Daddy Zubac. Zubac. Oh yeah, Daddy Zubac, baby. You can pair him with Luke as a 1v1 optimal run back. Zubac's fantasy score, I wouldn't take his PRA, but when they drop his fantasy score, you best target it. They had him unleashed last game, and what did he do? He dropped a 50 bomb. So you know he's in play. I had to mention him when I saw him pop up on the screen. We got Bearded Zubac, and whenever Bearded Zubac's playing, you know it's a good night. With that in mind, folks, I know this video is unorthodox and I have it coming out late, and I know my energy level was not optimal, but the fact remains, Captain Crush will be back the day after tomorrow, and I will be here in all my glory. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're new, subscribe, hit the like button, check out my Discord, CaptainCrush.net gold package, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests, and most of all, buddy, happy holidays, and my brothers in Christ, let's crush.